much. Let's be seated.
Masihlaleni phansi singangxoli. Hari dule mfasi riske ra etsa lerata. Laat ons almal sit sonder om harass te maak. Let us sit down and keep quiet, because today we have our Deputy President of the country is among ourselves. Premier, we have asked our department to be around here for almost 2 weeks. That is the Department of Arts and Culture from National Office. My name is Maggie Sokyu. I'm the Deputy Minister of Arts and Culture in the Republic of South Africa. After listening to all challenges that has been raised by the community around here, it is befitting that I ask the MEC for Economical Development, who is also a leader of the governing party in this province, Babu Zikalala, sicela uzohlala apha phezulu. Because before we come to or we go to any other province, if we have such activities, we start by coming and become part of the community and listen to the challenges ekukuthi i-community dibana nazo. Kungoko kubalulekile namhlanje xa silapha ukuthi zonke inkokheli, ingakumbi inkokheli zika government, sizibone zilapha phakathi kwethu. I'm a co-program director with MEC of Arts, Culture and Sports in this province. We won't waste any time. We need to be out of this place by 1:15. 1:15, sifuna ubona siphumile ke apha. MEC, can I just get a copy of the program? Hey, timfuchani madoda nikwazi umemva kwale ntombi. Ndiyathanda nobona kunjani xa ndithetha. Abanayo elusi. Can we get a loose mic, please? Can we get a loose mic? Halala, Deputy President Mabuza, halala. Halala, Deputy President Mabuza, halala. Halala, Premier Willis Mkunu, halala. Halala, Premier Mkunu, halala. Halala, zinkokheli zasekuhlaleni, halala. Let us then start with our program. As I indicated that I will be co-driving this program with MEC. We are now going to ask our Premier of KZN, Babu Mkunu, to welcome our guests, to welcome the President. As you have correctly indicated this morning, that the Deputy President is here because the President is with UN. But I need to inform you that the President took along my minister. I'm the Deputy Minister here. All the deputies are in the house. Oh, thank you very much, Abumkun.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Deputy Minister Soju, who is program directing together with MEC Stole Mloyi of the Department of Arts and Culture in our province. Your Excellency, Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa, Mr. David Mabuza, Deputy Ministers present here, Members of Parliament, Members of the Legislature present, MECs present, led by the MEC who is leader of government business, who is also the chairperson of the ANC in this province, MEC Sihle Zigalala. Mayors present, particularly the mayor of the district, Mayor Undobe, as well as the mayor who has hosted this very auspicious occasion, Mayor Umtolo. May I take the opportunity as well to recognize Inkosi yesizwe saseMadungeni, Nkosi Chelezi Dabezitha, who is also the chair of the House of Traditional Leaders in our province. All other Makosi present, all other councillors present, the family, descendants and relatives of the Adam Kok families, the Greekwa community, many other distinguished guests who have attended this. Ladies and gentlemen, nonke siyanibingelela on this very important Heritage Day here at the municipality of Kokstad, where the Deputy President has come to represent the government of South Africa. We thank you, Deputy President. We thank as well the Deputy Minister of Arts and Culture and the MEC of Arts and Culture for having been responsible together with the President and the Minister of bringing this occasion here to KwaZulu-Natal. But we thank you for choosing Greater Kokstad for a particular reason. Today, we want to indicate how the KwaZulu-Natal government sees the issue of heritage. It is our view that in essence, Heritage Day is about the totality of our past playing itself out in the present and the future. The focus of today's event on Adam Kok is a clear indication of that approach. We believe that heritage is about social cohesion and nation building. Nation building requires a level of consciousness amongst all our people of the need to work towards one goal in order to build a common future that is prosperous, safe and secure for all. In this regard, on the 25th of July 2018, Deputy President, the leader of government business, launched the KwaZulu-Natal Social Cohesion and Moral Regeneration Council. The Social Council and Moral Regeneration is a symbol of our collective commitment to unity, peace and development of the people of this province. In KwaZulu-Natal, we believe that to achieve the above, there must be a central role of our traditional leadership. Traditional leadership from all traditional communities. At this stage, I take the opportunity to express our deep sadness and sorrow, and at the same time pass our sincere condolences to His Majesty for losing his son, Prince Butobe Sizwe, who was laid to rest yesterday. We wish His Majesty and the entire royal family peace and fortitude during this trying period. We continue to pay tribute to our traditional leaders for being champions of social cohesion and moral regeneration, especially in respect of the cultures of our own communities. Our cultures and heritage is the bedrock on which we will rebuild our province as we tackle the social ills affecting us. These include those that were the subject of the Mwerane Commission, but also the everyday rape, murder of women and girls, drug abuse by youth, robberies, car hijacking, multi killings, xenophobia, as well as attacks on the on the people living with albinism. The rate of crime and moral decay calls for a firm partnership amongst all compatriots, black and white, young and old, urban and rural. The Council, we hope, will mobilize the people of KwaZulu-Natal to overcome and focus on overcoming all prejudices and promoting positive values. We must be known for peace, democracy, hard work and integrity. At the same time, we must learn about our common history, heritage and aspirations as South Africans. We must also learn about all other communities that have made this province their home. Today, the event to honor Adam Gog III, a symbol of resistance to colonial conquest, should be regarded as part of nation building, as well as social cohesion, not only in our province, but also in the whole of South Africa. We encourage Deputy President and Deputy Ministers that the Griqua families and all other Koy San families must be integrated into the social fabric of our society. We encourage that these families and their history must be recognized and studied properly, and everything done to make them human as all other human beings. We want to recognize them as Africans, just like all other Africans. We want to remember the words of former President Thabo Mbeki when he reminded us of what was once said by one of the sons of KwaZulu-Natal, Dr. Pixley Isaka Seme, "I am an African." A speech that went down in history as one of the most important speeches. Now I want to quote part of this speech as made by President Mbeki at that time. I quote, "I owe my being to the Khoi and the San, whose desolate souls haunt the great expanses of the beautiful Cape. I am informed of the migrants who left Europe to find a new home on our native land. Whatsoever their own actions, they remain still part of me. In my veins courses the blood of the Malay slaves who came from the east. I am the grandchild of the warrior men and women, that of Hintsa and Sikukuni led, the patriots that Cetshwayo and Mpepu took to the battle, the soldiers of Mshweshwe and Gungunyane taught never to dishonor the cause of freedom. My mind and my knowledge of myself is formed by the victories that are the jewels in our African crown, the victories we earned from Isandlwana to Khartoum as Ethiopians and as Ashanti of Ghana as the Berbers of the desert. We want to say, Deputy President, today, this occasion here will be remembered for generations to come. Usuku namhlanje lapho umeya wasemkhandlu wase Greater Kokstad enze into ebhala kabusha umlando wethu, wenza into sonke isizukulwane esiyolandela esiyokwazi ukuthi ihistory yezizwe zakithi eSouth Africa kodwa kwala KwaZulu-Natal particularly yahamba kanjani. Namhlanje umkhandlu wase Kokstad ukwazile ukwenza into enkulu yokusikhumbuza umlando wokuthi esasibabiza ngesizulu ngokuthi amahiligwa okwakamaGreekwa aphumaphi aqhamukaphi nomlando. We are certain that all nations of South Africa and of Africa who are here in Kokstad today will live together peacefully, respecting one another, accepting one another, sharing with one another, and making their destiny a prosperous one. Because on this day, the long forgotten Grekwa community was made alive on this very day. We thank you, Deputy President, for being in the forefront of taking that step, that major step on behalf of the President and the government of South Africa. And we are certain that history will judge us correctly as we correct our own history, the history of South Africa, filled with bitterness, filled with pain, but now coming of age to the time of relief, to the time of peace, to the time of fortune, to the time when all of us will be able to share this land in the best interest of all of us, and not to the detriment of any part of our society. With those words, I am convinced that we have made a welcome to the President, to the Deputy Ministers, to all and sundry who have come here to this occasion. Sengathi ke ngaba usuku oluhle kithi sonke, usuku lokukhumbula amagugu bethu, lokukhumbula ubuntu bethu ukuthi singobani, kodwa kusenze ikusasa lethu liqhakaze ngokuthi sibambane bakwethu. Siyeke ukuthi kube khona ukubulalana phakathi kwethu. Siyeke ukuthi kube khona phakathi kwethu abadlwengula abanye, ikakhulukazi abesifazane ikakhulukazi abancane nalabo abangenamandla ake banikezwe izinga labo lempilo nabemhlabeni. Welcome to Heritage Day and happy Heritage Day to all of us. Thank you.
Hola Premier, hola. Hola Premier, hola. Before I can give over to my co-host, I'm reminded that maybe we should all just stand up and observe a moment of silence because of the passing on of one of our the daughter of soil, Umamu Ed Namulewa, Imbokodo. Hey, thanking about. Hey, I want to hide here. I sebenzi then. Let us just for a minute keep quiet. May her soul rest in peace. Thank you very much. You may sit down. Before I hand over to yourself, MEC, maybe I should also take this opportunity and acknowledge the presence of the Speaker of the Eastern Cape Legislature, Umamu Nokolo Kivit, Wamkelekile Kai.
Thank you, Deputy Minister. I think we can move on. But before we move on, I think it is appropriate to acknowledge the presence of some of our dignitaries, not undermining the others that we may not mention. President, we really appreciate the gesture of the national government to allow the province of KwaZulu-Natal to host such an event. We really appreciate and also appreciate the fact that you have made it important to you that you become part of this event. The Honorable Premier has been with us and welcomed us. Well, TW Mtunu, it is important to say he is with the better half of his Umakhoza is with him. Also, we have Ubaba Zigalala, who is the chairperson of the African National Congress, the leader of government business and the MEC for economic development, tourism and environmental affairs. It is also to acknowledge the presence of the MECs, MEC Pillay for human settlement and public works. But before I go further, it will not be proper Umama, Deputy Minister, Waga Water and Sanitation, Umama Pam Twede, she is with us. Thank you very much. May I also recognize the presence of Inkosi Umahlangu, who is the national chair for the House of Traditional Leaders. Siyabonga Nkosi. Manje ke kunelento zamangala ningazikhiphi la kona nami khona ngizokunciphisa. Njengoba ningayishaya izandla mangithula ama guest ethu nabaholi bethu nami khona ngizokunciphisa. Ningakutholi. Thank you. Also, we recognize Inkosi Utiliza, who is also chairperson of the Provincial House of Traditional Leaders in our province. We really appreciate your attendance and being part of this wonderful event in our province. Amalunga eshamthetho akhona from the national and also from the provincial legislature. I saw Chief Whip earlier on, who's leading the delegation from the legislature, no chairperson Bonke. Thank you very much. The commission, Commissioner Mkulu, Chairman or Commissioner, Umama Utaluva. Nkwalingos. You can identify that it's typical of Zulu to recognize the Zulu name. Hence the premier was saying Mbongi Tole, because Amazulu recognize the other part, they recognize the first part. Umkhuba wawo nje, you will have to live with it. Kuyisiko nathi lethu esingazilavela kanjani lokuthi kuthiwe ukwaMasithole kwaMloyi. Nawe ke mama uMkhwanazi sisho njalo, tukama Mkhwanazi kwaXaluva uza kamuva kwaXaluva lapha kwakithi senze njalo. Siyathanda kuba recognize zonke izimeyors khona. Qala ngama-mayors e-district, ama-deputy mayors, ama-speakers, and all councillors that have made this occasion by coming to here and be our guests. We really appreciate that. Bonke abaholi abakhona from all walks of life, can be political, developmental, cultural, traditional, all leaders that are here, we really appreciate and recognize your presence. The business community, we really appreciate your presence. Departments, particularly Department of Arts and Culture, led by the head of department, Ubaba Umkhize, nabo wonke abasebenzi beminyango yonke yahlukene siyabonga ukuba khona kwenu. Nani nonke nizicukuthwane zanamhlanje. Ake nizishayele ihlombe nibahle, you so beautiful. I think it would be proper that we move on with our program so that we keep on time, as the Deputy Minister was indicating. Our minister is with the President. So it means today, Minister Wami, Umama, Usonju. President Wami, ukhona namhlanje, Ubaba Mabuza. So ke asididile lento. Injalo nje naso ke ningakhathazeki mangibuye ngibize ngiqonde ngqo. Ngicabanga ukuthi ngididekile, I'm clear on that one. Kuthiwe ke sibuye sishwanqethe nangalolunye ilimi ngoba sikhuluma nge-heritage. Singobani thina, sivela kuphi, so that when we move on with our life, we understand ourselves and understand what are the values that has made us to who we are. And this country is led by the views of the people of South Africa who came together in 1955 in June 26, saying that the people of South Africa shall govern, the people of South Africa will recognize all cultures and respect all cultures, and hence language form part of our culture. And ingakho sizobuye sikhulume nangezesintu izilimi senzele ukuthi wonke umuntu okhona la aphume ezwile ukubaluleka. Nginxusa ke into eyodwa, sanibonana once more. Molweni, dumelani. Good day. Can we keep the noise down, please, once more? You are drowning our speakers when you speak loud. Nikhulume nomuntu osecani kwakho, ungakhulumi nokude kakhulu. Uyothi masibreaka la bese uyakhuluma naye noma ngalesikhathi sidansa ukhulume naye lokujana nawe. Can we ask that for a moment while sinisacela inkosi ehloniphekile ukuba izosipha amazwi okuxhasa lo mcimbi wethu omkhulu kangaka. Ngicela inkosi uMahlangu.
Ngiyathokoza umgcini sihlalo uMC uSithole. Ngithome ngokulochisa usekela mongameli ubaba David Mabuza mshengu jonga lamavuzo. Ngilochise undunankulu wala eprovinsini ya KwaZulu-Natal ubaba umkhulu Macingwane. Ngilochise no Deputy Minister we Arts and Culture umama uSonju nabo bonke abo Deputy Ministers abakhona la ngaphakathi, ama MECs akhona la ngaphakathi. Bengilochise no Mayor wakamasipala we Kokstad ubaba uMtolo Ngangamandla. Ngilochise nosihlalo wendlu pholi bendabuko KwaZulu-Natal, inkosi uChiliza namakhosi wonke akhona la ngaphakathi, uchairman namkha uchairperson we-CRL Rights Commission, umama uThoko Mkhwanazi Xaluva, bengithokoze ngilotshise nabo bonke ababeregela umbuso abakhona la ngaphakathi, nesitshaba sonke samaGrikwa nawo wonke umuntu okhona la nomndeni wakaKok esihlangene ngawo ngoba sizokonara nawo namhlanje kulomnyanya. I want to take this opportunity, Program Director, and greet with much appreciation and gratitude to our government for recognizing this Heritage Day and also choosing this very same municipality and honoring one of our heroes. He's a hero within the institution of traditional leaders, Ubaba Adam Kok, and we are very proud as the institution of traditional leaders and honored that you have honored this family, Yaga Adam Kok. We also want to thank you. We also want to thank this national government for inviting traditional leaders and the National House, and remembering that traditional leaders are custodians of culture and customs and traditions of our communities. It really deserves to be noted that Ugozi had always been part of the struggles, battles, and wars which were aimed at preserving, protecting, and promoting our heritage in this great nation of ours. The practice of our traditions, culture, and customs have been instrumental in that regard. During this month of September, which is also known as Heritage Month, all of us are aware that Ukhozi and traditional communities will be celebrating their diverse cultural practices. Some will be having the first harvest, celebrating the first fruit celebrations. Others will be celebrating their heritages throughout the country. In other areas, traditional communities will organize and fund their own events owing to lack of support, while others do get support from their municipalities and government departments. And Honorable Deputy President, I am proud that from the province that you come from, you made sure that traditional leaders and their communities will celebrate Heritage and Cultural Day with full support of government in all forms. In some communities, it is not only about celebrating culture and traditions, but also about the commemoration of the fallen heroes of their communities who lost their lives, fighting for the welfare and preservation of their communities. Some lost their lives in the battles and wars, while others were incarcerated and executed or assassinated. Their graves stand as monuments, and some have statues erected in their remembrance for generations to see. It is at this stage where I need to pause and plead to say to the President or the Deputy President, who is acting as the President, and the Deputy Minister of Arts and Culture, the African Heritage Liberation route that the Minister of Arts and Culture is leading will be incomplete without recognizing the role Amakhosi played in the liberation of this country. I therefore call upon the Minister to consider integrating traditional leadership heritage in the African Liberation Route Heritage Program. I'm saying this because traditional leaders fought fearlessly and died in protecting our land and in protection of this country. Dispossession and the fight for liberation started the day the settlers and trekkers arrived in this country. Our forefathers fought different wars of resistance in protection of their land and cattle. Please allow me to take you through some of these wars, a few of them. Let me remind all of us here today that we surely can never forget the fierce wars fought by Ngqika, a Xhosa traditional leader at Kat River in 1817. We cannot forget the attack on Dlambe in 1818 and the seizure of 23,000 head of cattle by the British from the Xhosa community. We cannot forget the warrior Makanda Kanwele, who led the attack of 6,000 warriors on Grahamstown. We can also not forget Makoma, who raided cattle on white farms in 1829. We cannot forget the murder of Hinsa by the British And we also cannot forget the defeat of the Ndebeles under Mzilikazi in 1837 by Hendrik Potgieter, and the taking over of the land between Limpopo and the Vaal rivers. We can also not forget the Battle of the Plant River, at which the Zulus were defeated by Voortrekkers led by Andries Pretorius in 1838 and dispossessed them of their land and established the Republic of Natalia. We shall also not forget the displacing of the Quran and the Sham from their land by the British in 1847. These are, but not least, the wars that were fought, of which I just wanted to mention a few, so that we all remember what our people have gone through in terms of protecting this land. Honorable Program Director, as traditional leaders, we believe that the Heritage Day should remind us and also bind us together as communities to make sure that we will know the roots where we come from, which will also guide where we are going as communities. So we need to acknowledge further, Honorable Program Director, that we need to enter into partnerships to be able to make sure that our communities remember who they are able to celebrate their heritages as they should be. We are proud that this Department of Culture and Sports, in fact, sorry, this Department of Arts and Culture has engaged with the House of Traditional Leaders, and we are working on an MOU to be able to make sure that traditional leaders participate fully in the heritage celebrations. Honorable Program Director and the Deputy President of the country, I want to state that traditional leaders, Deputy President, I know that you are heading the interministerial committee that has been set up by the President to assist us in terms of looking at the issues of land. That traditional leaders are driving a program, what we call an agrarian revolution, of which we believe that it will not only be government that will assist in making sure that we resuscitate the economy, but as traditional leaders, we believe that land should be used as a catalyst towards economic development. So we have requested traditional leaders to pledge 1 million hectares of land where we are engaging with government, where we are canvassing private sector, where we are talking to commercial banks to be able to assist us with our own communities so that we can create jobs in rural communities, so that we can resuscitate that economy and create a hype of activity in rural areas. So I believe that this will assist us to be able to intervene during this recession that we are all facing as a country. So we've sent a list to all provinces that traditional leaders must pledge that land, and work has continued. We'll be launching the program, Honorable Deputy President, and I am sure you will be part of that program when we launch this agrarian revolution that has been championed by our government. Honorable President, we have made inputs to the review of Section 25 of the Constitution. I've heard the Griquas saying they want their land back. As traditional leaders, we are also saying that all indigenous and African people, we want our land back. So as part of our submissions to this Constitutional Review Committee, we said that land must be expropriated without compensation. We said land must be taken back to our own communities. As I conclude, Honorable President, I want to thank the department for giving us this opportunity, and that as the institution of traditional leaders, we want to state that we'll be playing a much active role and also encourage this very same government to be able to start a new program, a program of alternative routes, being the cultural routes, where the department will have a calendar of all heritage and traditional celebrations that are happening throughout the country in rural communities, so that we can draw tourists to our own traditional communities. With those few words, I thank you.
Thank you, Chairperson of the National House of Traditional Leaders, Kosu Mahlangu. Without wasting much of time, may I request that we allow a message of support from the chairperson of the Commission for Promotion and Protection of Rights of Culture, Religious and Linguistic Communities, Mrs. Togo Nkwanazi Aluva.
Sanibonani nonke. Ngibingelele ku Deputy President wethu. Ngibingelele emakhosini akhona lana. Angisezi ukwabalula ngenxa yesikhathi. Ngibingelele kwi leadership ekhona yala eKZN. Ngimbonile uMinister Zulu Samuela kwi audience. We come today to wish South Africans in general a successful Heritage Day, but specifically we wish the Kok family, the Griqua community, and the Khoisan nation as an extension a very special day. We see this as the spring of their recognition and appreciation of a very important place that the Khoisan nation as a whole holds. So we're hopeful that after the Griquas, we're going to be moving on to other communities in order for us to recognize the Khoisan people. As the Civil Rights Commission, we have committed to resuscitating the culture, the religion and languages of the Khoisan people. And we're hoping, Deputy President, you will assist us to rebuild their cultures, their religion and their languages to make sure that it's not only symbolic, but also that they actually live their heritage. We also wish on this very important day to raise the issue of Ubaba Isanusi Ukredo Mutwa owazalelwa khona la eKZN. Sizothi ke kwi leadership ya la eKZN ubaba akaphilile. Civil Rights Commission was saying Isanusi esikule level kababa is a legend. Asibone ukuthi senze njani ukuliphakamisa igama lakhe, so that we can say we have our own legends who have lived to be this particular age. So as the Civil Rights Commission again was saying, Deputy Minister, it is critical and very urgent that we do something about Ubaba Credo Mutwa. We owe him an apology, but we owe him a celebration on Heritage Day. Due to time constraints, we just wish to say, as the Civil Rights Commission, we remain committed to promoting and protecting all cultures, all religions, and all languages. Thank you.
Thank you very much to the chairperson of the commission. Ngiyacela, please, can we ask the group that is practicing outside to practice but lessen the noise? But also, can I also ask the people that are inside the house, the tent, to really lower the noise that you are making? I plead with you because I'm not going to call the Deputy President to speak whilst you are speaking. Can we agree that you are not going to speak anymore? You are going to listen now. May I then, with respect and honor, call upon UDM, Deputy Minister, to come on stage and also introduce the DP.
Thank you very much, Program Director, MEC. Uzawuphakama Deputy President go. Ons moet almal sit en luister wat die adjunct president gaan sê, especially the families of Adam Kok. They are the people why we are here today as a Department of Arts and Culture. And say thank you very much to the provincial government of KZN. Ons het vir hulle gesê, ons gee vir julle die dag, julle gaan besluit wat julle wil doen. Toe sê hulle ons gaan Kokstad doen. Dis hoekom ons hier so is vandag. Ons moet allemaal net sit en luister wat gaan die adjunct president voor ons sê vandaag. President, as I'm going to ask you to come to the podium, I just want to remind you of what you said in response to a question in Parliament, that is National Assembly, on social cohesion. You responded to one of the questions from members of Parliament by saying, I quote you, freedom in poverty means nothing. That's what you said. The reason why I'm saying this, I did indicate that before we came here as the department, we had our food soldiers who went around here, talked to the community here. Some of the things that were said or highlighted by the community is poverty. Therefore, it means that when we bring such activities here, we must remember that poverty is very much high in this area. To add on that, Deputy President, from myself, I would also like to add and say, celebrating heritage in disunity means nothing. Met ander woorde, ons moet almal by mekaar kom. If we are not united, we are going nowhere. It makes the life of Department of Arts and Culture very difficult in some areas when we want to recognize our leaders and then we discover that the families are divided. Therefore, dis baie belangrik dat julle almal teen mekaar staan. Thank you very much, Deputy President. I give the platform to you.
Thank you very much. We can take our seats. Program directors, thank you very much for the opportunity. Deputy Minister and MEC, thank you. Let us recognize the Premier of the province, all ministers and deputy ministers in our midst, members of the Provincial Executive Council, members of Parliament and legislatures, our mayors and all our councillors, the chairperson of the National House of Traditional Leaders, and the chairperson of the Provincial House of Traditional Leaders. Thank you very much for gracing this moment. I'm almost coming close. You see, I'm wearing something. So next time I'll be a traditional leader myself. Representatives from civil society and leaders from all political parties. I've only seen one political party in the midst here. I've seen the African National Congress led by Comrade Sihle Zigalala. I haven't seen another political party. Thank you for gracing this occasion. To the Griqua community, we are grateful to enjoy this day today with yourself, recognizing our past and trying to correct the pains that you have went through. And I'm sure today you feel better. You feel better that you have joined your fellow countrymen and women. You are now marching side by side. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and fellow South Africans. Halala, Kokstad, halala. Halala Kokstad, halala. Thank you to all of you for joining us on this special day. A day where we are celebrating our national heritage. We have gathered here today on the slope of this majestic Drakensberg, which is the original land of the Griquas. It is here behind the cooling shades of Mount Curie, here on the lands of the conquered, at this place of the refuge for the Griquas, the descendants of King Shaka, the children of Adam Kok, and those who may have come by sea to settle on our shores, that we meet today to celebrate our common heritage. Earlier today, we honored the great Adam Kok III with the renaming of the Greater Kokstad Municipality Building after his name, as well as the unveiling of his statue. We are here to remember the history of our country and the proud heritage that defines our being as a people. We meet on this soil to claim our identity, the sense of self, and all that makes and defines us as a united, non-racial, non-sexist South Africa that constantly strives for a just and a prosperous society. We have come here to pay tribute to all those who came before us in making a South Africa of our dreams that is united in diversity. We come to celebrate our heritage and to wallow in the spring of our diversity with a single objective of raising the sun of hope, that unity, despite all our differences, is our defining strength. It is no coincidence that we descend on these shores of Kokstad to spend this special day in this beautiful town, which is a representation of the kaleidoscope of culture, representation of history, representation of totems, heritage, and multi-feasts of traditions. There are few places than Kokstad that can lay claim to being a melting pot of cultures and a place of common heritage as this town does. Few are so special as to host as this Herikwala district does. The expanses and the cusp of Matatiele, the cultural diversity of the Khoi and the San people, the Basotho, the Zulus, the Xhosas, the Voortrekkers, the missionaries from the Cape. The choice of naming this district after one of the greatest revolutionaries of our time is indeed remarkable. This is a city that has survived to be a common place for our multifaceted national identity South Africans, a place to find a South African from all walks of life. Sadly, as much as this day is fixed in the calendars, It is particularly angst that we commemorate this day as a nation that is in mourning. We have lost a precious life, the life of Minister Edna Molewa. She was a gallant fighter of our freedom, who at the time of passing on served as our Minister for Environmental Affairs. Minister Molewa was an outstanding servant of our people. She possessed extraordinary skills as an organizer, as a thinker, as a strategist, a leader with common touch, grounded in the plight and aspirations of our people. She was an internationalist, an environment activist par excellence. She understood nature conservation better than all of us. I want to express our heartfelt condolences to her family, to her friends, to all cabinet colleagues, and her political home, the African National Congress. Her fighting spirit will remain a guiding force. May her revolutionary and caring soul rest in eternal peace. Similarly, I also wish to convey our sincere condolences on behalf of the President and our own entire government to His Majesty the King, King Goodwill Zwelithini, Isilo Samabandla, uhlanga lomhlabathi, and yonke indlunkulu, the Zulu Royal House, on the passing on of Prince Butho Zulu. His passing makes this day all the more wrought with a twist of pain, a spear to the heart, as the Zulu nation will have celebrated with us in part the commemoration of King Shaka's Day. Sithi-ke uhlanga lomhlabathi akwehlanga ulihlanga ngonyama yesizwe. Fellow South Africans, on this day, I wish to bring you a message of unity. This is unity in diversity. Unity in our families, unity in our communities, unity in our nation, and unity in our politics across all lines. As it is written and sealed in our seal of state and coat of arms, written in cohesion language of the people, written harm. We have to tell you, diverse people unite. For we are meeting at a time in our history when the divisions of our past, when our heightened sense of retreat to the past threatens national unity. Even though there's no need for divisions, for if we hold our hands together in addressing the imbalances of the past, we are guaranteeing the future generation a prosperous South Africa worthy of inheritance. It is understandable that human beings are prone in times of national strife, in times of bitter socio-economic hardship, in times of hard debates about land reform, to retreat very easily into narrow nationalist, racial, and ethnic enclaves. However, I stand in front of you on this day to state with conviction that this path we've chosen ourselves as a country is the correct one. It is the path that will unite all of us. It is a path that will unite our nation, and that will help us to forge one common nationhood. As it is said in the famous observation by popular philosopher Coleridge, that I quote now, "He who begins by loving Christianity better than the truth will proceed by loving his own sect or church better than Christianity, will in the end love himself better than all." Close quote. And so we are bound by human weaknesses to that which emphasizes differences instead of emphasizing common nationhood. We know that divisions can fester hopelessness. We know that where there is no unity, we seek safety amongst the like-minded instead of pursuing unity even with those with whom you differ. Fellow South Africans, let us not even for a minute doubt the power of unity as an important pillar of building an equal society that we should all strive for. Despite our fears, we must remember that the land is vast, our soil is very rich, the belly of our earth is pregnant with hope and possibilities, our minerals are overflowing, and our oceans are teeming with potential possibilities. Ours is a land of abundance. It can provide for all of us. There is enough to go around, enough to share, enough to end poverty, enough to end deprivation and all forms of want. All we must do is live up to our potential under a just and equitable system. This is what our common heritage means to us. We have enough to create wealth for all of us. We have enough to create prosperity. We have enough to create opportunities and development for all our people. This is what our stalwarts, our former President Nelson Mandela and Mama Albertina Sisulu envisaged. This is what we must accomplish as a nation. Yet, our people still cannot sow to reap. They cannot work the land to own it. They have no means of production and no heritage to fully embrace and benefit from. We must refuse to hold title to a past rooted in pain. We must never allow ourselves to be beholden to the pains of yesterday, more than we are to the promises of a better tomorrow. We must never be so bound fast to days that are gone. We cannot see the infinite possibility of a new dawn. We must never be blinded by the hate and fear to the very promise of a united, non-racial, non-sexist, just and a prosperous country that our forebears fought so hard to attain. On this Heritage Day, as we consider the distance that we've traveled as a people, as a nation, it will be apt to search very deep within the reservoirs of our souls, for the dream that Nelson Mandela lived for the dream that Mama Sisulu lived for and fought for throughout their lives. As we consider debates on the richest sources of our pride and heritage, as we consider models to redress land dispossession and how to make meaningful land reform, we must ask whether we can cultivate a common heritage that will ultimately lead us to a single nationhood. On this Heritage Day, we must commit to a journey of unity and struggle for a common nationhood. We must remember the rich heritage of the struggle and sacrifices of all our leaders, traditional leaders, such as kings, King Shaka and Adam Cook, who fought against colonialism. We must remember the heritage of South African women like Umama Sulu and the late Edna Molewa, which teaches us of the importance of unity in pursuance of a common future, in pursuance of a common goal that is founded on humanity and equality. On this Heritage Day, we stand united in our diversity as we remember how we came to believe in the possibility of a united, non-racial, non-sexist, just and a prosperous South Africa. We must remember and believe in the brave battles fought by our legendary kings and queens, King Shaka, Queen Mantatisi, King Sekhukhune, you can name them, many of them. We must remember and celebrate the ancient civilization of Mapungube and their infinite ties to the rest of Africa and the rest of the world, and the field they make of the history of the African development. It is these elements of our civilization that we should develop and hold high, hold it so dear as anchors of tourism. For it is right to remember these struggles and triumph so that we too can believe in building a united country. Perhaps too, we are bound to the memory and struggles of these great South Africans. If nothing else, we must avoid the insidious repetition of history and the endless bounds of human cruelty and marginalization that were endured by some whilst affecting prosperity of others. We must also remember the heritage of those who bravely fought in the South African wars. Some perished at the sinking of the SS Mendi, yet others perished in the battles of Delville Hood. Their remit was to fight for our dignity, to plead for humanity, and to communicate our sage commitment to a common humanity. Their efforts, rebuffed as they were, remain a lodestar to our common destiny and to our common humanity. But we remember too the bloodshed between the British and the Afrikaner on these very shores. We must remember that they too counted the descendants of the Dutch, the descendants of the French, the descendants of the British settlers, the fortune hunters, the gold diggers, and the cane cutters who came here either to seek wealth or out of richness of our land or as laborers. They all are part of us as we are part of them. we relate to their history as they should relate to our history of all dispossessed people. On this day, let us remember our heritage. It is in a manner that will unite all South Africans in our diversity. We're quite aware that we are different people, but we are one nation. Let us carry ourselves with grace. Let us carry ourselves with dignity, and not the agonies and accumulated burdens of past rooted in pain. Let us remember that the dissemination of African values and colonial disruptions of the African way of life. But let us recognize and celebrate one another. Let us share in the change that is yet to come, and change will come. On this Heritage Day, let us remind each other of the complexities of our heritage. Let us share and let us teach each other about the journey that we have traveled together as a people. For us to arrive to where we are today, for us to arrive at our freedom, for us to arrive at our democracy. Let us speak about the future. Let us speak about the steps and the difficult road that we must travel together. Let us remind one another that as a person's heritage should not be exclusionary, but be all-embracing of others. As we celebrate this important day, we must confront with determination the historical fault lines and injustices that continue to threaten our peace, that continue to threaten our stability, so that we can finally move forward as one people, one nation, and one South Africa founded on shared values. If we do not confront these fault lines, this reality that is confronting us, and the sad state of affairs, we will just be burying our heads in the sand and causing a huge source of frustration and resentment to all our people, those who were brutally dispossessed of their land. Today's gloomy day must end, and a new dawn must rise. I want to take this opportunity to wish you all a memorable National Heritage Day. To the local municipality, to the district municipality, to the leadership of the two institutions, to the leadership of the province, we salute you for choosing this place today to celebrate our heritage. It will remain in our history. It is a very important giant step in the right direction. Have a good day. Thank you very much.
Halala, Deputy President, halala. Halala, Deputy President, halala. All right, I was just taking instructions now. I'm sure we have listened to what the Deputy President has said. It has said I was freed in the land before Jan van Riebeeck arrived here. He's the one who messed up everything. That's why today we want our land back. Thank you very much, Deputy President. We will now then, because we know that the Deputy President is supposed to leave us very soon, and also some of our guests are supposed to leave because we started late. We'll then ask the person who's supposed to come up with the one who's going to close with a vote of thanks. Mayor, I think it's you. The mayor will do the vote of thanks, and then the group that are supposed to sing will just sing after, or perform after the message, not your message. You are closing for us, isn't it? We are the visitors. Thank you very much then.
Siyabonga Deputy President, siyabonga. Siyabonga Deputy President, siyabonga. Alala. Alala KwaZulu-Natal, alala. Unite South Africa, unite. Unite South Africa, unite. Amandla. Thank you, program directors. Because I'm also a son of a priest, let me commence by acknowledging all the religious leaders present in our midst, His Excellency the Deputy President, Honorable Premier of our province of KwaZulu-Natal, Makingwana Ndabezitha, Nyanda Yemkondo, Honorable Deputy Ministers, the leader of government business in KwaZulu-Natal, Kuzeni, who is also the provincial chairperson of the African National Congress, all MECs present, the Speaker of the Provincial Legislature in Eastern Cape, our neighboring province, the Chief Whip of our Provincial Legislature in KwaZulu-Natal, MPs and MPLs, mayors and all colleagues, councillors present, but a special acknowledgement to the Mayor of Kokstad, the host Mayor, Dlangamandla, the National Chairperson of the House of Traditional Leaders, as well as the the Provincial Chairperson of the House of Traditional Leaders in KwaZulu-Natal, amakhosi asendlunkulu, nazo zonke inkosi zomthonyama ezikhona phakathi kwethu kanye nekumkani, the Griqua community, Sanmonani. Well, on a lighter note, program director, I want to indicate that I'm also from a village called Kokstad. Kokstad is a place just outside Umzimkhulu that is named after Adam Kok. That's where Adam Kok fell. And I was talking to some of the Griqua leaders. They are lobbying very strongly, Deputy President, that we must have a heritage site in that area, because we must use our heritage, we must use our history for tourism and economic development, and we will be considering that. Government departments and public entities, Chapter 9 institutions, community at large, good afternoon to all of you, and thank you for the opportunity to thank all of you. Mr. Deputy President and Premier, you could not have chosen a better place than Riverview and Kokstad local municipality. This is one of the few districts with very rich cultural diversity and heritage. Our strategic location geographically gives us cultural advantage and heritage advantage. We are just in the border of KwaZulu-Natal and Eastern Cape, as well as in the border of South Africa and Lesotho. That makes us very diverse in terms of culture and demographics. But also, our history and heritage influence the current societal landscape in the district of Riverview. We may be a small district, Deputy President, but we have almost all South African demographics in this district. Sinawo amaZulu kule district. Sinawo amaXhosa. Sinawo amampondo. Akhona amabhaca. Bakhona bezansi ngimbonile uNdabezethu photo. akona ma-Griqua, akona ma-Indians, and of course we do have the white community, both English and African speaking. So it was not a mistake that finally the National Heritage event was hosted here in Kokstad under Herikuala District Municipality. Just a few days ago, we've also hosted a very successful and exciting provincial tourism event under the Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini local municipality in the beautiful Drakensberg Mountains. The renaming of the municipal building of Greater Kokstad after Adam Kok III and the unveiling of the statue of Adam Kok was not only to remember the past, but was indeed to honor those who came before us, correct and rewrite our history for generations to come. The Griqua people constitute a very important part of our history as a nation. We are one people, and South Africa belongs to all those who live in it. No one can dispute that the Khoi and San people are one of the first inhabitants of Southern Africa. They are the first to experience dispossession, and indeed they are the first to resist colonialism. This year's Heritage Day has attempted to bring back dignity for the indigenous people, but also promote peace and social cohesion. Heritage directly contributes to tourism and economic development. We will only progress and triumph as a nation when we know our past, appreciate the present, and together determine our own future destiny. So with those words, we are very grateful to the Presidency, Honorable Deputy President, the Ministry of Arts and Culture, the provincial government, and to all stakeholders and colleagues who made this day possible. I would like also to thank the family of municipalities in the district of Herikuala for making sure that this day is indeed a success. A special thanks to Greater Kokstad local municipality. Lastly, I would like to thank all of you for your attendance to this historic event. This event wouldn't have been a success without you in attendance. Thank the entertainment groups. Thank all media houses who have covered the program from yesterday up until today. Once more, thank you, Deputy President, and the entire leadership of government present here today, and to the leadership and the entire community. Please travel safely back to your own destination and back home. I thank you. Siyabonga.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor. Bekungamazwi kokubonga lawo. Ngiyazi ukuthi I promise ukuthi there is going to be an entertainment. But firstly, I want to say ukuthi kuzoba khona entertainment ezongena whilst the Deputy President is here and his entourage. Isizocela ukuthi kungena amambazo. Emva kwamambazo kuzongena i-cultural item ene-Bollywood dancers and Indoni with the different cultural dancers that will be parading here. But after that, bese kungena uphuze chemist. We also have other groups. That program is going to be led by Uzimipi Ubiela and our poets. Kube khona Indoni futhi again will come back. Kube khona ke namanye ama groups. No DJ Kotin will be also here until late in Qatar. So ke bapheni ke ihlombe elikhulu amambazo ezosinandisela siyabonga.
Yeah. Ukona ngempela uNkulunkulu ngelilanga bazombona awungelilanga wona mina ngimthiya amadoda kodwa ngelilanga awuwafela kimi mbo wona mina ngamvumanga kodwa ngelilanga wazibonakalisa kimi awungelilanga bazombona awungelilanga bazombona
Abimbona, ofanana, abimbona, ofanana, abimbona, ofanana, abimbona, ofanana, abimbona,
abimbona, ofanana, abimbona, ofanana, abimbona, ofanana, abimbona yena, ongithandayo, ngihlale nayo, mfeliwa. Mbona yena ongithandayo ngihlale nayo baba wangiube khonale wangihlabelela igama elisha lokudumisa I'm longing to see he who loves me stay with him. I'll sing the hymn, I'll sing the hymn, I will no song to praise.
Sanibona. Ngiyaphi. Hayi, namhlanje kuthiwa usuku lwe-health. Ngoba usuku lwethu lokujabula namhlanje. Kuzodinga ukuthi sisole sonke. Mina ngizoqala mina ngizovuma. Siyavumelana. Emaweni uhebasi. Emaweni.
Thank you very much, Amambazo. I am a program director, but I'm also directed. I'm directed that I must call the parade to come. Sicela kungene parade, but I also want to advise the program directors, the entertainment, ukuthi banganyamalali. I'm just dealing with the items that were part of the agenda. Ushichuza imdola usazoqhubeka. Aqhubeke nomnguni ningasabi nisazoqhubeka neprogram yenu nawo wonke ama-groups azocula. So cela kungene parade. Emva kweparade kuzobe sekungena i-Bollywood dance nabanye ke bazolandela nophuze chemist uzolandela. Manje ke le group ekamshengu kusho ukuthi njengoba uDeputy President enguMabuza umshengu udonga likaMavusi. Hey, I didn't know that two program directors are lobbying. They are lobbying me very strongly. Okay, I'll consider it. Consider it done.
Ngiyakuzwa. Oh, start it back, sir. Yeah. It's gone. I can't hear anything. Okay. Sure. Sharp.